Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just clocked 800 subscribers today. I am so very happy. I coerced and forced everyone who subscribed today. What did I want to say? Yeah, thank you for coming back to watch yet another new video. I am so exhausted from work, but I have to do this because it's today's conversation or topic centers around something that I am highly obsessed or rather passionate about, and I want to indulge or share with you guys the fun. Yes, so the fun involves my books. Yay! If you know me, you know I love books. Um, I'm obsessed with books. I keep saying that my only goal in life, okay, one of my many goals, other than making money, is to be disgustingly educated, and I do this through. I don't want to say excessive reading because nowadays it has like punguad because apparently I have to work for a living. But yes, I do my best to try and read for a month, and I'm going to turn 26 this year, so 26 times for a month, that's, wait, for a month, that's 48 a year. 48 times 26 is 1,284. Realistically, in my mouth, I should have read that number of books, but I haven't. I started taking reading seriously in high school. And so far, how many books do I have? I have, I think 113. I have lost like 3, 4, 5 to friends and just dumbasses who didn't return my books. But oh well, let's talk about the ones I have. So the books we will talk about today are books that I have already read, and they have kind of impacted me or have been so bad or underwhelming that I have kind of never forgotten them. So I got this from home and I want to show you guys. It's in no specific order. I just happen to love them in general, and all my books have like a special place in my heart. Of course, I have favorites, but I think that will be clearer as we go on. So, books. Okay, do I have a favorite author? I do. My favorite author at the moment is Khalid Hosseini. I am slowly but surely like steering towards Middle Eastern authors because I find that they write about love, pain, and family so well, and I feel like the Western authors are not doing that as much. So niko huko kidogo. So number one is, I'll try and remember when and what state of mind I was at the time of the book, but yeah, whatever. So number one is this one. It's called Don Lito of El Salvador. So this book centered around poverty, religion, the implications, blah blah blah. So it's almost like a third world setting and how the societal implications of people focusing on the wrong thing and the impact of that on society. I did a small review of this book on my Instagram page. I'll share the link in the description box and you can go check that out. But it's a very nice book. This was, I don't know, no, this wasn't thrifted. This was new considering the condition. This was like 500 bob or on the street because that woman was, she, I think Aliona is like a good one, and then she sold early news year. I have read this year, early this year, or either last year late, I can't remember. A second one, again, this is in no particular order, Confessions of Nairobi Women. Where did I get this book? This was from a friend, I believe. A friend bought me this book. Yeah, this is fine. This was my first Udaku centered book. Again, it was my first attempt at a Kenyan author, and I don't want to give it a bad rep, but yeah, I've read more scandalous books, but I see the effort. At least I see what they were trying to do. If you like gossip and you think you want shock value, this will do it for you. But maybe only one story here shocked me. The rest are generic, or maybe I have encountered too many bad things and I think the stories are not bad. But oh, and then there's a story in here. There's a story in here that I laughed. I even did a review of this on Instagram. There's a couple inside this book in one of the stories. while they were asleep after their wedding. There are thieves that broke into their house and stole like all their wedding presents. I'd do anything to meet the author and ask them, because these are stories about women who have consented for this to be written. Like, I'd want to ask her, like, did she stay with that man after the things were stolen? I had so many questions when I read that particular chapter, but oh well. And actually, there are real stories about real Nairobi women. What crazy women are walking amongst us, and I'm not one of them. Number three, um, number three is this one. Now, this one is old. It has seen better days. This one is from high school, and I think this book was the genesis of me taking my reading seriously and wanting to do it intentionally. It's called Waiterant, so speaks to the plight of people in the service industry, mostly waiters. And when I like found it, it's by Steve Dublanica. I don't know how I felt about it, but it was such. I don't know why. I've never worked in the service industry. I don't know why this book communicated so much to me, but I was so drawn to it. And when I read it, profound, epic. It's like, if you're in the food industry, you should read this book. Offers perspective on so many things for people in that field. The dynamics of sijui chefs and waitresses and waiters and the tipping culture in the US. So many things. It's amazing. He's Jawai Sahau. It's very dear to my heart. Oh, the next one. I read this book this year. Anyone who has read this book knows how, okay, different people have different different judgments of the book. I absolutely hated it. Okay, now that I think about it, I'm not sure what emotion I had towards the book, but when I was doing my review, this was this year, I had looked for this book for so long, and when I read it, it was like, okay, don't get me wrong, I love books about pain, but this book, it was almost like trauma porn. It was almost like the author's I'm lost for words. Like, the author's intention was to take it too far and like see how far and again, it's written by a woman. I had so many problems with this book. Okay, the book is about don't mess up our characters. There's a disabled guy in this book. When I see it, Jude. Yeah, Jude is like there's Jude Williams. So it's 4 friends in this book, and the book centers on like following them throughout different stages of their life. So this is from their college years to until they become men, and they're transitioning through life, the different stages in their life. But the book like slowly or mostly centers around Jude, who is disabled, has very chronic illnesses, so many issues. But the way the book is written, it's almost like he has like no time for a breather in regards to his character. Like, it's always problems after problems after problems. The abuses are over amplified. I did not like it. I did not appreciate the extremities of the themes. I think that's my problem. And the fact that it was written by a woman really disturbs me. I'll never understand it. But then again, I was so obsessed with the book that I googled the author, I googled the intentions. I became more irritated because I found out that even the editors were like, tone it down. Then she was like, no, this is the emotion I'm trying to sell. Very bizarre. Complete waste of 1,700 shillings, but it's in my collection. Don't know how I'll explain that to people who see me. This one was, it's called The Wednesday Sisters. Typical novels about the dynamics of women. Nothing profound. So it's just a group of 4 women leading very different lives. Nothing out of the ordinary. I have read better books about women, but still, if you're interested, it's a wonderful book. And this one was thrifted. It's an old book, like it's pre-loved rather. This one, oh, I really love this book. I feel like this book will be in my like inheritance. I'll pass it down. So it's called 5 Wishes by Gay Hendricks, and then it had a sexy ass cover. I don't know if someone stole it or it just got lost. Must be one of my sisters or somebody. It had a very nice cover, or walipoteza too. So I do not read self-help. This one, it's borderline self-help, but it's not typical, and I appreciated the style of writing in this particular book. So lovely, lovely. No, this one I love. I even have a photo of me in this book. Photo, video, I don't know. Another one, this one I absolutely fucking love. I'm cussing on YouTube. This one is from my favorite author. This is the second book by him that I read. A book, it's also a book about pain, but my appreciation for Khalid Hosseini is his delivery and the way he writes about women is, I don't think there's anyone writing about women better than he does. My first book from him that I read is not here. My first book by Khalid Hosseini was Kaichana, and this was actually recommended by one of you guys on Instagram, and I never looked back. I started with the Kaichana. This was my second, and then I've read The Mountains Echoed. There, that's number 3 on my list, but this one, absolutely love. It's centered around pain, the plight of women, hope, despair, friendship. Very wonderful themes, and until now, as much as I've read it, my heart still bleeds for Mariam, and she honestly deserved better, but I appreciate the styling of writing by Khalid Hosseini. This one I love. If I can get this book like in its original print, this is something I would buy like when I'm in my 60s and I'm at an, what are these things called, like at an auction. I would buy the first manuscript that he wrote, even the ones he wrote it. I want to meet Khalid Hosseini and have a conversation with him. I feel like that would be lovely. Nimesoma vitabu mengi in my lifetime. Now, the next one is my favorite genre of books. It's psychology oriented. I love psychology so much. I want to figure out the human race. I want to know why we think the way we think, what is wrong with us, why are we bizarre, why do we attach the way we attach. And this one is called The Divided Self by R.D. Laing. If you know books, you know that this is, R.D. Laing is the go-to for anything psychology oriented, but it is written in a way that is not overbearing in regards to knowledge. So even like the normal person would like read it. Oh, it's a cute bookmark. So yes, this book is called The Divided Self, and it's about schizophrenics and the torn self, like the disintegration of the human in regards to the character breakdown. Tries to explain that in detail. I can get too specific about like the contents, but I highly appreciated the book, and I also did a mini review on Instagram that you guys are open to checking out. Same author, this is how much I love him, was this one. So the book is actually called The Politics of the Family. I read this book because I come from a family of politicians, and everyone seems to think they're right. Like my extended family as a whole is full of politics and just bizarre, very bizarre human beings. But yes, I read this book because I was like, yo, I want to read about the politics of family. Haven't done a review on this one yet, but I highly enjoyed it, and I have like ruled most of the pages. And funny enough, the way this book is small, even in regards to volume, it was more expensive than this one, which is insane. This one was like 500, this one was like 800, and it's thrifted, and it's those old ones. Oh, bizarre. Then other one is about it's a book, and it's about something else that I love. It's about wine. So this book is amazing. It's witty, it's fun, the delivery is sarcastic and high noted. So the book is called, even the title is like a pun. It's called Cockdock. And this book tries to like alleviate the snobbish culture of wine, and set apart like fact and fiction in regards to wine and the different knowledges of wine. You have to read it to understand it. And I thought I know my wines, at least the budget yangu juu you. But this book, I open her in so many ways than one. These books are so many, and these ones are just the ones I've read, or at least the ones I was able to bring today. But yeah, so far so good. I was to mention this. I try and read 4 books a month. Have I bought books for July? No. Is July coming to an end? Yeah, but I did buy a new book today. My best friend will see that I bought this book and just shiver wherever she is. So Judy, if you see this, I bought this book finally. She thinks this book is from hell, and I want to read it. I want to know what you people know, and I feel like rule number 49 of reading this book is not to tell people you have read it, but Mimi, I'm breaking rule 49 because I want to read this book with you guys, and I'll be so sure to share what I find in this book because it's low-key a Bible for psychopaths. The last two, last but not least, is this one. This one is so beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see it. I haven't finished reading it. It's called Time and the Art of Living. I'm at page, oh my god, did I just close that? What page is this? Yes, I'm at page 74. So this book is about like unwinding, appreciating the value of time, appreciating that we're on different wavelengths, just taking time to slow down and how do I put it? Again, I haven't finished it, so actually let me just shut up about this book. The last one is this one. Why Am I Afraid to Tell You Who I Am? It's by John Powell. Now, I chose this book as the last because this really affected me. Was this last year or early this year? Yeah, this really changed my perspective on a lot of things. I used to think like I was healthy in regards to emotions and in regards to delivery. I used to think my emotional intelligence was on point, but this book has made me relearn and like recalibrate a lot of the ways in which I'm doing things. So very close to my heart, and I think it's crazy how most of the books that have changed how I feel are kind of tiny and no one would expect. So why do I love books so much? Number one, it's an escape. It's you get to learn so many new words. They're possessions, they're things that I own and they're mine, and I like feeling and being smart. And books give me a sort of power. And then they're excellent conversation starters. Just today in the matatu on my way to work, there was a guy who was reading Marcus Aurelius, and I love classics. Never been able to afford them again because who's buying a Jane Austen for 3800 where, and the guy at the Nini can find you the cheap printed ones. So yeah, I love classics. I have like 3 there at home. I have 3 classics that I haven't finished. That's why I didn't like include them in this list. But yes, classics, psychology books. I do not read self-help, and I do not read romance. I read so much romance in high school that I cannot do that right now at this age of mine. So you guys should like tell me in the comment section if you happen to read, what kind of books do you read, and what do you think of the list of books that I have read. Oh, I was to tell you guys about my dream books, that they are books that I want to read. Currently, the ones I am looking for is As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow and 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak, and there's another one by Marakumi. I've forgotten the title, but those ones are the ones that I am looking forward to reading this month. So please like this video, leave a comment. If you have any hard copy books that you would like to share, I do not read soft copy, I would highly appreciate it. If you'd like to borrow mine, no you cannot, I do not share my books. I feel like, okay, I'm open to sharing if you give me yours in exchange, because now I'll have something to hold over you. But other than that, I quite frankly struggle. I struggle with sharing my books. But I'm glad you guys got a little peek into my book life, and kwaheri, bye bye.